a pamphlet that I got when I was in high school. And it just has floated kind of around, you know, through the years. And every now and then I find it and look at it. And I found it again, just at the right time. Fret not thyself. And it was written, I don't know who J. Henry Chitwood was. And I looked him up online thinking maybe he had written other things. And there was a John Henry who died in 1913. I'm thinking, well, this could have been his son, you know, but I don't know that. But it does, however, at the end talk about the play Green Pastures. Does that ring a bell for anybody? It was a movie, and it was made in 1936. So I'm assuming, since I got this in, 60, that it just has, rung my bell so many times. Fret not thyself. So I'm going to give you a little bit here at the beginning, and basically I'm going to read it. Things don't change. That's the thing that gets me. Life is so daily. We get up in the morning and rush to work. We run all day. We go home at night. And we want to resign from the world, not because life is meaningless, but because it's so full and demanding. The challenge is beyond our capacity. The day is crowded with important matters. The sin of our day is not idleness. It's being too busy with minor matters. Some things we must do: earn a living wage, keep up the household chores, work at the church, provide opportunities for our families. Many things that others get us to do: lead civic drives, take part in the community programs, assist with local government, attend social get-togethers. And there are a few things that we want to do: read some books, follow a hobby, pursue a creative idea. But it all adds up to more than one person can do. This can confuse the mind and break the body. Whether it is work or worry, something can rob us of poise and power. And the problem is not new. The desire to get away from it all. The psalmist said, "Oh, that I had wings like a dove, that I would fly away and be at rest." But distance does not dissolve difficulty. Peace and inner victory come not from escaping responsibilities, but from managing life right where it is. So we have 3 practical suggestions. I couldn't find a dry erase, so we're just going to take this up there. Did you see that? Choose the essential. So that's the first thing. You've got to decide in your life. Choose the essential. Didn't make it big enough, Joyce?
I think I can.
There are only a few things.
I can read the top line, but I can't read anything else.
Well, if I made it bigger than that, it was too much to go on. Attending meetings seems to be the menace of the modern world. Someone has defined a meeting as people getting together to plan another meeting. The passing of time will prove that most of the things that we do now are of little value. However, there are some essentials. This is the absolute honesty in your job, faithfulness in your family life, the development of character, of a good character, and helping those who need you. Whether or not you do these things will always matter. You have plenty of time to do what you ought to do, but not an hour to spare. You can have an ordered, peaceful life, but you have to have the wisdom to distinguish between the good, the better, and the best, between what seems important and what is absolutely essential. Many people have hurried and worried themselves to death over things that didn't really matter. Maybe all you do need to see is that big print. Yes. Rid your life of anxieties. Don't harbor self-pity. It is the enemy of useful, happy living. Don't convince yourself you're tired. Rise earlier on Monday and plan a busier day, but do it with enthusiasm. Exhaustion comes from self-pity, not overwork. Complete your unfinished tasks. The most perfect rest comes from a sense of having completed the job. Far better to work long hours and do what the day demands than to be in bed with unfinished tasks disturbing you. It's not how long you rest, but how well. Well, how many of us lay there at night and think, oh, let's see, tomorrow I can do this and this. And the last one, don't harbor ill will against anyone. Hatred is the worst. It's the heaviest load the heart can carry. It blinds the eyes of the spirit from seeing the beautiful. It haunts the soul, taking away the sense of security. It poisons the source of joy. Kills one's sense of values. It makes you think the world is not giving you a fair deal. Hatred and happiness never dwell in the same heart. You have to give up one or the other. Fret not thyself because someone has done you wrong. He can never really hurt you until he makes you hate him. The inevitable result of hating is an unhappy and short existence. Number 3. All right, here's the third point. Have faith in God. Life is a part of God. God breathed upon man and made him a living soul. No one can ever live fully and peacefully without that simple faith in God. Who has not envied the child at night who lay down to say, now I lay me down to sleep, and they went to sleep quickly? Such quiet rest comes because all tasks are finished, work and play laid aside, no anger is held over. Your children seem to always forgive you. Let not the sun go down on your wrath, and there is a perfect trust. What confidence the child has that his parents are strong enough to keep and good enough to care. When we can achieve these simple experiences, then we too can sleep. Why make religion complex? It's not meant to be complex. Religion is simple. It's asking God's guidance early in the morning, following him through the day, and committing ourselves at evening to the care of his power and love. It's not always easy, but it is possible. And there are times when we don't understand God's way with us. And it's hard to be patient and trust him. But this is the way of peace and strength. A wonderful example of this is found in the final scene of the play, Green Pastures. Now this is it was a movie with an all-black cast, and it was Bible stories acted out by rural black people. I mean, so it was apparently I probably watched it. It was probably NYF. Probably watched that, and they handed out these little booklets or something. But I do remember parts of it, and it was from that. And again, in the years, when you think of 36, you're thinking back to what people perceived to. So, the leader, this is one of the final scenes is of Moses. The leadership of Israel was taken from Moses and given to Joshua. Moses was not being allowed to go into the promised land. Moses faced the wrath of Pharaoh. He believed when all others doubted. He pushed on when everyone else wanted to turn back, and he was being left behind all alone. If anyone ever had a right to question the goodness of God, it was Moses. Someone asked him, why was God treating him that way? And Moses calmly replied, God has got plans for me. And when the Hebrews were all gone, God stepped from behind the rock and put his hand on Moses' shoulder. The old prophet knew that hand. He had felt it many times before. And without even looking around, he said, you're with me, aren't you, God? And God replied, of course I am, Moses. Of course I am. Fret not yourself. God has a plan for your life. All right. One last little show and tell. All right. This is what we need to do. Empty your heart each day of all small and evil things. Believe that God is working in your life to do good and to bring good to you. Trust him even when you can't understand him. Fret not thyself about things that cannot be changed. Work faithfully at things that can be changed and should be changed. This is the way of peace.
Freely you have received, freely give an offering to the Lord.